The Federal Reserve continues to pause interest rate hikes. What's brewing behind this? In November, the Federal Reserve continued to pause interest rate hikes, and in my opinion, this is something to be cautious about. This is because the United States is very likely brewing a large-scale war. The Federal Reserve's decision to pause interest rate hikes may be due to the fact that U.S. debt is already very high and cannot be increased further. They haven't immediately lowered interest rates because the U.S. GDP growth in the third quarter exceeded expectations, reaching 4.9%. The Federal Reserve may now find itself in a situation where they have limited options, and in this difficult position, what they may need most is to prepare for war. This is not an exaggeration. If we look at history, what has the world experienced after the end of each interest rate hike cycle? After the 2000 interest rate cycle ended, the Afghanistan War broke out in 2001, followed by the Iraq War in 2003. After the Federal Reserve stopped raising interest rates from June 2006 to September 2007, maintaining high interest rates for 15 months directly led to the global economic crisis in 2008. Ending high interest rates in July 2019 was followed by the global outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic at the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. It seems that whenever the Federal Reserve stops raising interest rates, various economic crises seem to emerge, and even without economic crises, various conflicts, cold wars, hot wars, and biological warfare are artificially created to achieve global control. So, why does it feel like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, European inflation, an oil crisis, and the troubles of Chinese real estate companies are all converging? This might be the answer. What's even scarier is that the Federal Reserve hasn't immediately lowered interest rates because in each cycle they have maintained high interest rates for at least 6 months, which is even more detrimental to the global economy. Because most developing countries no longer have many policy tools to deal with the interest rate differentials with the United States. Their U.S. capital will flow out in large quantities, and this could lead to an economic implosion directly caused by the United States. What's your view on the Federal Reserve's continuous pause on the interest rate?